25 body language signs she wants you to approach her. Have you ever felt a crush on someone so intense that you don't know what to do on how to properly approach her? Sometimes subtle body language signs speak a whole lot louder than words, so make sure to not miss any of them. 25. She is not using their phone. Yes, the first thing any person will do to tell you that they are interested in what you will say is the bare minimum action of not being on their phone. This signifies that they are paying attention to what you are doing. Pay attention to them asking follow-up questions or reacting appropriately to what you say. If all these are present, consider it a good sign. 24. She may linger in the hug. Hugs can be platonic, but there are hugs between friends and hugs given to people you like. Take note of firm hugs. If the hug is not the usual 2-second squeeze exchanged between friends, she might be signaling something. Embraces that are longer and are meant to be intimate and meaningful. Hugging around the waist is an example of a more romantic hug. 23. She is facing you in a group dynamic or setting. One great way about groups, whether a group of friends or a group of office mates out for drinks, is the dynamic they often show, making it a great time to watch and observe body language. If the person you like is facing and conversing with you like you are the only two people in the group, you both feel a vibe. 22. She watches her posture. People who like you will seem more open in their stance. What does it mean? Watch out if their jaws and shoulders are relaxed, their arms or hands are not crossed, and their feet are at least shoulder width apart. You will also see if they are freely moving around or are closed off with folded arms on their torso. This open body language lets you know that the person is attentive, curious, and open to knowing you. 21. She tilts her head. You might recognize this particular head tilt in the many rom-coms heroines do when they are curious about something, that little side tilt, and the boy or the girl talking to them falls a little. That head tilt. When the woman you are interested in does this, it signifies that they are tuned into what you are saying, and they are open and curious to know what's up. 20. She unwittingly touches or grazes you. This might be accidentally bumping your hips when standing, or your feet hitting each other underneath the table, or any further subtle contact. This inadvertent grazing means that the girl you like wants to be closer to you physically or is testing the waters, so it is always a good sign. Just make sure that she is making a move each time. 19. She is playing with something in her neck. When people are nervous, there is a spot where the collarbones meet the neck, the visible dip area, that they touch as a form of self-soothing. If a woman is wearing a necklace, she will touch this area. This often means that she likes you and is a little nervous about it, so keep the convo moving and ensure she's comfortable. 18. She humbles or stutters over her words. Another sign that your crush is nervous is when she stumbles over their words. This sign is auspicious if she's known to be the life of the party and she's now unable to speak around you. This is a clear sign of interest and can mean that she likes you and is nervous to admit it. 17. Her face is flushed. That is not because of the heat. Facial flushing can be caused by stress and adrenaline rush in a person. This sign is very telling for you, but make sure that it is not over 90 degrees and that your crush is not drunk. 16. She has dilated eyes. The next sign is huge pupils, of course. Make sure that you are not in a dark place. The love hormones, also known as oxytocin and dopamine, have an effect on a person's pupil size. When you are romantically or sexually interested in a person, your brain gets a boost of these happy hormones. Because of the sudden surge in oxytocin and dopamine, it makes your pupils dilate. 15. She is smizing. Smiles don't just move the muscles around your mouth, it extends to the muscles that lift your forehead and make your eyes squint. If a woman smiles not just with their mouth but with their whole face and looks positively radiant, this is a good sign that your presence is affecting them in a significantly positive way. You might also notice that a woman is blinking more. This rapid eye blink is related to an increase in someone's psychological arousal. This might happen in the midst of a story you are telling and could signify that you have their interest. 13. She is looking at your face instead of your eyes. The eyes are the window to a person's soul, and something as simple as eye contact can make someone fall, but this is not always the case. If a woman spends the whole entire conversation looking anywhere but your eyes 80% of the time, it might be a sign that they are into you. Watch out for their eyes trailing on your lips. 12. She might take a deep breath when you meet. If we are talking about a friend or co-worker you are crushing on and you meet and see them taking a deep breath before walking towards you and meeting your eyes, it might mean that they are composing themselves. People compose themselves to mask their nervousness. If a woman is nervous about your presence, it could mean that she is also harboring hidden feelings for you. 11. She leans towards you when talking. Whether you are in a noisy bar talking to a woman or having dinner with your co-workers, and this girl you like is sitting beside you, observe if she's leaning towards you in conversation. Of course, there are instances that she can't hear you, but if you are in a perfectly normal setting where it is not too loud to warrant leaning to be heard, this could be a sign that she's interested. 10. Knee touching or tucking your hair on the back of your ears. Initiating physical contact under the guise of any other reason is usually a ploy to see how you will react to the touch. It might be a subtle touching on the knees to feel how soft your pants are, or complimenting your long curly hair by tucking it at the back of your ears. Touching is a clear sign that maybe she likes you too. 9. Her toes are pointed towards you. One of the body parts controlled by our unconscious mind in a fight or flight situation is the feet, and many body language experts agree on how telling they can be in a social interaction setting. The good thing for us is that it is specific enough. Say that you touched a woman's arm and their feet are facing you, it will mean they are not interested. But if your co-worker crush is preoccupied with something but their feet are angled towards you, it could mean something. 8. She sits with her legs crossed. Like in the feet, when women cross their legs in front of you, it could mean two things. If they have their legs crossed and their body is angled away from you, they are not interested. But if they have their legs crossed and their body also leaning towards you, go for it. You might have a chance, and they are interested. If a lady is wearing a dress or a shorter skirt, they cross their legs to expose their thighs. 7. She touches her throat. This is in relation to women touching their ties or necklace that usually covers their neck. The throat is a symbol of communication, but of course it could go two ways. If a woman touches their throat, it could mean that she is worried about what to say next, which could indicate that she likes you and she's choosing their words carefully. However, a player could also make this gesture and mean that they are dishonest. So, context is the key. 6. She sits with you whenever it is possible. Sitting next to you, especially if there are other seating options available, could signify that maybe you both are on the same boat and like each other. It could be in a restaurant and a chair is free in front of you, but she still goes and chooses the seat beside you or chooses the crowded love seat as the littlest space to sit next to you. 5. Touches or grazes your forearms when you talk. This is an age-old gesture seen in many meet-cutes in movies. The forearm grazing move. This means that they crave your attention. It could be that they want to impress you by simply making sure that you are hearing what they are trying to say. 4. She plays with her glasses. Women fiddling with their glasses could mean two things. They can be attracted to you or nervous around you. Although, if they are running their fingers on the rim of the glass or running a finger up and down a glass, it could suggest that they want to touch you instead. 3. She speaks in a slower and sweeter tone. Voice is an essential signifier of attraction. Men tend to talk in a lower register, while women choose to speak with a sweeter and slower tone. If some women you know talk to you this way, they are letting you know that they are letting their guards down or trying to impress you. 2. Her desire is clear on her facial expressions. A woman's face is an open book, more so than a man's. Pay close attention, and there will be some clues you will see on their face signifying their desires. Some of these clues will be their slightly parted lips or how their eyes will flutter. Sly downward tilt of their head can also indicate desire. 1. She is preening. Preening is making oneself look attractive to another person. Girls preening can be seen in how they flip or twirl their hair on their fingers while talking to you. It could also be them actively excusing themselves to the comfort room, retouching their makeup, and looking extra pretty once they're out. But remember, in the end, consent is always the sexiest move, and knowing that you are both on the same page will keep the night fun, flirty, and something to remember. While these are cues that a woman wants you to approach her, does this guarantee that she likes you? The answer lies in her subtle body language, which you shouldn't miss.